So you might be wondering what I'm doing down here. So the idea is, let's talk about knuckle push-ups. This video was requested and I wanted to fulfill the request. It takes no special skin off my back, and please feel free if you have any questions, want me to answer something on video or not, let me know. I'm more than willing to help you out. So, a little explanation first. When you do knuckle push-ups, you got to understand what you're training. You're not training to punch better. If you were training to punch better, you would be punching. What knuckle push-ups do is they reinforce your bone alignment and will get you used to the psychological idea of pressure and pain on your knuckles. And plus you'll get a little bit of density training in there with it. Just the pressure itself will help calcify the bones a little bit. But mostly what you're working is wrist strength and just psychologically manning up and getting over the pain and discomfort associated with plowing your knuckles into a hard surface. So there's something to understand. There are two schools of thought on punching: foreknuckles or the lower 2/3 of the fist. Just depends on who you ask. People that tend to turn their fist over are going to say 2 knuckles. People who tend to keep their fist in a natural or vertical position are going to say the bottom 2/3 of the fist. I think that as far as conditioning your hand, you should do both. I think that as far as structure goes, you're going to be doing yourself a little bit more favor on the 2 large knuckles because they'll be able to support your weight better. What I tell people when I teach people is to focus on the middle knuckle and let the rest take care of itself. Just stay natural, stay relaxed, keep your wrist aligned, and otherwise focus on the middle knuckle. That way, if your preference is the lower 2/3 or the 2 big knuckles, it doesn't really matter all that much. So what I'm going to show you is the 2 knuckles first. If you're going to do that, you're going to notice you have to cock your fist slightly downward toward the butt end to line these bones up with the straight bones in your forearm. If you are using a more natural fist, then you're going to make sure that these knuckles are lining up. You're pretty much not going to be putting much pressure on the pinky knuckle. It's just not really made for that. So basically either you're going to be balancing in the middle of your fist or you're going to be balancing on the front of your fist. Other than that, it's a normal push-up. It's a natural push-up. I highly recommend that you go at your natural elbow bend, which is about 45 degrees. You should not be doing push-ups out here. This is foolish. This puts a lot of stress on your shoulders and is just not necessary. If you bring your elbows in tight, you're going to work the triceps a lot more. It looks like Luna's going to help out with this. You're going to be working the triceps a lot more, which is fine. It's going to make the push-ups harder, which means you're going to have to endure them a little bit longer because you're going to move slower and whatnot. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Generally speaking though, when I put my hand out, my elbow's at a 45-degree angle, make a fist, and so my fist tends to be slightly peaked like this. The big thing is 45 degrees or elbows in, don't turn your elbows out. Other than that, I'll just demonstrate a couple over here. So we're down here. Yeah, you can see. So I put my knuckles on the floor, get them rocked forward onto the big knuckles, extend out, down, and up. Simple as that. Now, If I'm going to do the more natural wrist alignment, the bottom 2/3 of the fist alignment, the middle fist alignment, however you want to state it, simply place my fist on the floor. My big knuckle, my index finger knuckle is not on the floor in this case. Make sure that you're not resting on these four knuckles, putting the pressure on your fingers. Make sure that the pressure is going into the bones of the knuckles. And once again, down and up. So you can see it's a fairly simple prospect. Nothing particularly crazy about it. Just make sure your wrist isn't doing anything like this. Nice straight alignment. It should be relatively flat from the back of your hand to your forearm so the bones line up nicely. And that's it. Do, whatever parameters you would like to follow. The more difficult the exercise is for you, do fewer reps, do fewer sets with greater rest time in between. Treat them like power sets. If you're a push-up monster and you can do hundreds, well, maybe amp up the speed or go one-handed or whatever. Or just spend some time with an isometric press into the ground. Whatever you can handle. If you can't quite handle the push-ups yet, go to a wall. Preferably something hard like stone or tile, brick, whatever. Something hard that you can really sink some weight into. And as you get better and stronger, move your weight down the wall so there's more and more pressure until you can get onto, say, doing them off of a chair, and then on maybe, floor of some sort. And if you can't quite handle a stone floor at first, put down a towel. Put down a towel or something just to absorb a little bit of that impact until you toughen up. This is a progression. This is not something that you're going to get all in one day, all at once. It's just not. It's not going to be something that you can expect to get immediate results from overnight. It takes a long time to toughen up, but it's well worth it. And if you don't go overboard, you're not going to have joint problems. You're not going to get arthritis or anything like that. Just don't go overboard. Listen to your body, and just remember there's a difference between discomfort and pain. Discomfort is okay, you can work through. Pain, I usually associate with damage. If you are damaging yourself beyond what would be considered normal for working out, because working out is of course damaging yourself, then you need to quit it and get some good food, some good rest, compress the thing, and maybe do some qigong. So that's all I got for you, and I will talk to you guys later while Luna is eating my arm. Good journey.